Hello, hello, hello. Oh, see, this is all kind of cockeyed. Hi, Sue. Good morning, Brioni. All right, so yesterday, it's doing it again. Yesterday, my live didn't go to the front of my page like it's been doing for so many of us, so I've got to force it out there apparently. So aggravating. That's going to be a thing now every day. Anyways. Hi, Sandy Triplet. Gosh, the weather here was horrendous. Power out, trees. Golly. Good googly moogly. That's like dramatic. Very dramatic. All right, we got that done. Ow, Onyx. I'm sorry. Was I in your way? My bad. Hi, Tina. Hi, Valerie. Hi, Renee. Happy hump day, y'all. Happy hump day, y'all. This is the longest week ever. From Friday to now, I feel like I've lived an eternity. It's the longest week ever. He's down here using his new notepad that he grabbed from me yesterday. Little turkey lips. Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you. Hola, Ari. He's right here. Hi, Jeanette. Hope everybody is doing good. So is it like happening right now too, Brioni, or was that like an overnight thing? Hi, Sybil. Hi, Mary Sharkey. Had to come here. It won't let me open your live on Facebook. If you go to Facebook and where you see my picture, click on the picture and it'll let you in. I don't know what it's doing. It's very bananas. It's very bananas. I'm just going to smile right on through it. Hi, Helen. Um, this cracks me up. Don't be rude. Okay, I'm not being rude. Yeah, you're on. Hi, Karen. I see some of you are on Facebook. Yeah. Hi, Robin. I guys took out and cut out cow and just started painting. Who are you talking to, Robin? Are you talking to Sue? Took your advice, took out a cut out cow and just started painting. Oh, you mean like how yesterday, how I was just like doing whatever. Doesn't it feel good sometimes? Like no plan, no, hi, my Ashley, no expectation. Like yesterday, whenever we did, and when I used to hand letter all the time, like when I would put Troy down, I would just take paper in with a little table tray on my bed and just hand letter, just dumb random words, and then I'd color in the letters or do whatever. But I do stuff like this a lot, especially when there's just like so much going on in here. And I'm just like, no expectations. It's fun. You're still creating something and still busy, and your mind is able to just kind of like, ooh, this is cool. This is, you know what I mean? And like I said, if you wanted to do something with it, you could, but just the exercise of just letting it go for a minute, just letting it go was okay. All right, now I'm good. You know what I mean? Now I'm good. So, junk journaling, yeah, I know a lot of people do that. Hi, Angela. Nick and Trevor, they used to laugh at me because, I don't know if some of you have been here for a while. I've showed you some of the journals that I used to make. They're very elaborate and but I used to pump those things out in like a day or two. And they had all the tricks and the flips and the pull outs and all the stuff. But it was just like, you don't think about all of the crap that's going on around you. And it's good. You know what I mean? It's just good. So you mix colors to relax. See? Yeah. Hi, Pamela. Well, technically, it's not junk journal. It's creative journal. Creative journaling. I read and see. I know a lot of people like to read, and I have never, ever, ever, ever liked to read. Never. In school, I hated reading. I would read the same paragraph over and over and over because I couldn't comprehend what I was reading. My attention was just like, woo, woo. And so it was really hard for me to read. And it wasn't until I was full blown adult that I even had a desire to read. And the only series, I can't remember what it is now, but it was like a vampire kind of series on Kindle that I read. And then, of course, I read all of the Twilights, and which was really funny because those books are like ginormous, and I finished those in like a week. So it just, but I know people like to sew, and I know like it's just good to whatever it is, whenever you can just do something without expectation and just it just feels good. It just feels good. I've been reading since I learned to read. It's a good thing. I woo squirrel. Hi, Luann. I am doing just that for some extra odd add-ons to Pumpkin Crate. Oh, gotcha. Crafting and relaxing is the best chair in the house, right? I know. Okay, so today what I pulled out, we're gonna play with clay, and I have a bunch of these like paper mache pumpkins. I believe you can get them from Hobby Lobby. I know that Factory Direct Craft has them too. But I wanted to do something a little bit different. I want to cut a hole in this, and maybe do something on the inside of it, like a little cute little Christmas scenery on the inside. I was thinking I wanted to do like these cute little ghosts, but then I was like, well, Halloween's next week. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm just going to go and see how I feel. But I want to do some clay work, freehand clay work, instead of doing a lot of molded clay work. I pulled out the Joby clay and then the Hardy clay, so we can just do some freehand clay work. You don't always need to use a mold for your clay, and just kind of go with it and just see what happens. What happened? What happened? Hi, Patricia, by the way. I didn't even say hi to you. I read your comment, but I didn't say hi. So you guys see that I'm over here playing with the gloves. I'm going to put my gloves on because I really don't feel... Are you taking inventory, honey bunches of oats? Huh? Are you taking inventory on my paints again? I don't feel like getting my hands all scrubby grubby. The Hardy clay won't do it, but the Joby clay will. And I think we're going to use both of them. Both of them. No, there was a ton of books. My sister-in-law told me about it, and it was about the girl. She went to the school. She went to a school, and I can't remember what the head vampire was called or whatever, and I think it had a little bit of wolf stuff in there too. It was a long time ago that I read it. I know it's still on my Kindle download if I look, but it was a long series. But it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Hi, Leah. Oh yeah, Ari. writing, doing notes, just know, or when you're reading Bible too. Oh, I don't know why. Is that this thing? I guess what we need to do first is, of course, here we go again. I need to figure out where I'm cutting first because I obviously don't want. So here's what I'm thinking. Thinking. Oh, did I drop my art pencil? Oh no, I knew I dropped a pencil. I couldn't remember what it was. Here's what I was thinking. I actually did pull out a couple of molds because the only molds that I wanted to use was because the opening will be a raw opening. So I want to maybe use some type of bead or rope or something around the opening. But what I also was thinking was using this small decoupage queen mold, the frame, the small one, because of the ornate, the way that the swirls and twirls are in here. I might use parts of that. Obviously, we would cut out, the top and bottom and just keep extending it and put that around the pumpkin. I don't know, but I need to stand up because so the opening, and I don't want the opening to be like, wah, wah, wah. I don't want it to be like that, right? So, hi, Shonda. I just finished making a turkey out of the stacking pumpkins from a turkey out of stacking pumpkins. I'm trying to visualize. Hi, Laveda. I'm trying to visualize that. A turkey out of stacking pumpkins. Troy, stop. Hi, Angela. Troy. All right. Let's see. So, and I don't know how long this is going to take me to do, but I want to put lights on the inside. I want to put lights on the inside. And then I was also thinking it might be kind of cool to do foiling on the inside of the pumpkin, because it's gonna be hollow in there, right? So I did want to stand up, but then Troy was over here trying to grab my phone. So let's try that again. But we all know how that goes, right? As soon as I do something, he has radar. He comes back. It doesn't need to be symmetric or anything. It doesn't need to be the same shape everywhere. I'd actually like it to be very uneven. Does that make sense? Because that will be part of the ornateness of the whatever we put on the outside with the mold will kind of take care of that. However, I don't think it's over far enough. So let's take a little bit more. Or do I want to bring it in? No, we'll take it over just a little bit more. All right. So this all here is going to come out. That'll be fun. No, it wasn't Vampire Academy. I remember that the guy used to change into different stages. of whenever he was, whatever you call that. I don't know. Again, it's been so many years. I might have to just like literally go and look, because there's just no way I'm gonna remember unless somebody says the name. But I know she was at a school. I remember that. All right, so I've never cut. Oh, that's what I was afraid of that was gonna happen. I've never cut one of these, and so I might need to go actually grab a knife, like a paring knife or something, because I don't want to be here all day doing this. Or just use a little muscle. And then, that'll take care of it. And I put the glove on because I was starting to... I was going to go right in with clay before cutting the hole. Now, down here, I do want to have... All right. We'll see. We'll see. That should be enough. Terry, Troy took a black phone from beside you and put it in his pocket. I think it was his. Thank you. Thank you, Leah. I'm like immediately looking. Mine's right here. It was probably his. Lord only knows what color phone case he has on it. All right, let's go back over here. It's easier for leverage because I don't want to push that in. That's why I'm trying not to turn it upside down. So hold on a second. It's not like you guys need to see what I'm doing. I'm sure y'all know how to cut. The weather here is like, it's so overcast. I thought we might get a little bit of rain. It sprinkled a little bit when I was like, and when I say a little bit, I mean like somebody sneezed kind of a little bit. Or, when like somebody's in front of you and they turn on their, see, I don't want to punch the top. And somebody turns on their windshield wiper and cleans their, all right. I don't want to push that in, so I'm trying not to put pressure on it. Hold on, I need to put it in my lap. So I was like, oh, maybe we'll get a little bit of rain, and that was literally it. I mean, it very well could have been the car in front of me did clean their windshield with as little as it got, but all right. Oh, look at there. We get to see what they do on the inside, y'all. Good coogly moogly. We're gonna have to do some work in there. What is that? Is that like an invoice or something? That is hilarious. That looks like it says, oh my gosh. Yes, I know paper mache, but I just think it's funny. Okay. So we'll need to clean this out, obviously, before we do anything inside of there. But okay, so that's kind of like our opening, which I think will be, if you're sitting at it, I think that's good. You will be able to do some fun things in there. All right. That's kind of funny. That cracks me up. Never cut one open before, so hello. All right, let's clean. I feel like that is just like an invoice of some kind in there. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Okay, so I'm almost wondering if we should do the trim around it because I think I need to, because I'm not going to be able to get, because I want to build a little bit of stuff on the side, so I'm going to need the trim on there first. All right, so let's get the other glove on, and I'm going to see how I like this little bit. Like I said, if I just keep taking bits and pieces of that and continuing it around, I think I will like that, but it might be too thin. So if that's the case, then I will just freehand clay all the way. And when I say freehand clay, I just mean like, you know, like when you used to play with Play-Doh, like you make your own shapes and you make your own things. So we're going to make our own, which is kind of ironic, right? Because I have a gabillion and two molds, but whatever. Not everybody has molds, so. Okay, and you guys already know, you do you. Use whatever you like. I don't like using cornstarch. That's my personal opinion. I don't like the way it behaves with cornstarch. But if you do, then you use what you like. It's the amazing thing about crafting. You do whatever you want. So tomorrow, we do have the release for the holiday collection for Decoupage Queen. I will be on with Teresa at, I think it's 10:30 my time. That is one way to recycle your old invoices. It just cracks me up. I wish I could read some of it just out of curiosity, just to see what it says, but whatever. All right. And I also do have my box of clay tools over here. I don't know if I will need them, but I will pull them out. All right. So, like I said, I don't think I'm going to use, well, I just fibbed. I might for the very top and maybe the very bottom, but for these sides, I will not. And again, this is all going to depend on, it's all going to depend on if it's going to look good on the outside. I think it will, but, you know, things change sometimes when you get it on. All right. Okay. And then y'all already know I don't like the bumpy lumpies, so I have my clean water right here. I'm just going to stick my finger in a bit of the clean water and flatten this down. And then also I can take that time to feel if there's anywhere like right there that needs a little more clay. Okay. And then the easiest way to demold, I don't know if we need you right now. Let's move you guys all over. Move you back. Is just flip and roll. All right. So the idea is hey now. And I might be able to keep it like that. So over here where that looks really horrible, let's take some water and roll that out. And then let's see. So it almost is going to need to come underneath it because it needs to cover that raw edge. I like it. What do you guys think? Let's reshape you without the edges. Hey now, don't go anywhere. Gosh, why? All right. I'm just going to just take that top without the edges. And then I'm going to take that's too little. Oh man. I'm going to take my silicone brush. Actually, where's my little... Okay. Oh! Let's see if I want that at the top or not. I think we could put something else there. All right, let's get some heavy body gel. Heavy body gel. Heavy body gel. And because I have gloves on, look at me. Because I need it to go exactly where I want it. And I don't want to be fussing with the... And it might hit on the lip a little bit. So we'll put a little bit on there. I call this the fake Finnabair way. Because Finn would just stick her fingers right in there. No. You know, I can't do it. Would be blessed to clean the inside before doing clay. Nah. All right. Do you? I can't do it, Ash. I can't. Like, I feel like it doesn't ever come off. Or like it just, I don't know. All right. So I'm actually going to, and that's one of the great things about the clay, right? I can push it into, you can almost stab this in there. And then the heavy body gel will also grab it, right? Now, one thing that I am going to be a little bit weird on is I do want to do my best to, well, let's clean that up first. But I'm also going to take a little bit of water and we're just going to kind of blend that back into the top here. Just a little. I might even have to do it with my finger because it's going to move too much with the tool. So right there where it's not making contact because of the crease there, I'm okay with that. It's just some of these other spots where it's going to look funny because there's a gap. I see you have my phone, Troy. You got to wait. Hold on. All right. And then I got rid of that line somehow, probably with my finger. So I'm going to put that line back in. Okay. I'm not mad at that at all. I think that'll be okay. But now see how it's got all bumpy, lumpy from me doing that. So we've got to smooth that back out. Troy, my hands are going to be way too messy to do that. Okay, and then let's take the other one and just, I'm going to come around the same way. I start with the palette thing, and that's not doing it for me. So, yeah, I'm telling you, I don't think I've ever seen her use a palette knife whenever she applies it. I think she always uses her fingers. Troy, can you stop? What I don't want her to do is you lift your foot up so high. She's going to get underneath you and trip you. All right. Okay. It is a little finicky just because, right, there's such a thin edge. But that's all right. I'm not mad at it. So wherever there's like little blunt pieces because it's detached is fine. Anywhere that it's going to crack, I'm okay with that. That's just the natural way clay will behave. God, this phone. Ugh. Having to constantly sit on my phone is just not the business, y'all. So, we're going to lose a piece. That's all right. Oh, it's actually okay. Because it probably wouldn't curve right there anyways. So, again, I'm just going to kind of push the clay into the pumpkin. And then we'll clean it up. And especially like right there where that raw edge is. I don't like the way that looks. And some of the places, like, we can always put, like at the top, we can always make something and put something there. I kind of want those to attach a little bit to themselves and not fold in. Can we do that? Like that? Better? Yeah. Yeah? I like it. I like it. That's it. That is definitely it, Sandy Triplet. That is it. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Is there like, yes, that is it. That is definitely it. There's a ton. Who's the author? I'll recognize it if you tell me who. It's a female, right? I think. That's sad, right? I don't even read enough books to know. Like, I'm not, I'm like, oh, this author and that author, like, Yes, I'm using the Decoupage Queen, just the middle frame mold here, but I'm kind of, that's it. Yes. And I didn't really even realize that it was still in my Kindle library. And then somehow Trevor, it must have been like for school or something, because I remember telling him like, oh, you should read those. They're really good. I don't know if he ever did, but. All right. You guys always get super quiet when I do clay. You guys know that? I don't need that top piece there, so I'm just going to not even do it. My fan is on, so I'm going to just put that in there. All right, so again, I'm just going to go in here with some water so that the backing is not all lumpy bumpy. PC Cast. Oh, that doesn't sound familiar. PC Cast? Wait a minute now. Maybe that's not. I feel like that's the book. Maybe I just don't know who the author is. I thought I would have recognized her name. Okay. Same thing. We're going to flip and roll. And then try not to distort that too much. When you're working with clay, water is your friend. That looks like a butterfly down there to me. Seeing things maybe. All right. And then let's just let it decide where it wants to break, because over here we're getting a little curvy worvy. So I'm sure it'll break in places, which is fine. I'll just attach it. And yes, that is an excessive amount of heavy body gel. But again, because it's such a thin piece, I'm letting the clay basically stick to whatever and then push out whatever, whatever it's not needing or it's not, grabbing. So it looks like that piece might give me an issue, but let's see. Actually, it didn't break as much as it didn't break at all. So hold on, I need some more. Hold on. Jeez. That for the win. Oh, that was nice. All right. Now let's push. See, that needs to attach right there. So let's get some heavy body gel in there. That worked out quite nicely. Over here, you need to come back this way. I like it. All right, now just gently, I'm going to go ahead and just give it a little push and make sure it's on there really well. And then I'll go back through and clean up with the silicone brush. Troy, don't make me call Uncle for backup, for reinforcements. How, bro? How do you do that, Troy? Okay, you need to go put it on the charger, bud. One of these days you're going to get into that programming part and mom's not going to be able to reset it. Got it. All right. I got it. Let's push that on there just a little bit. I've used this mold quite a few times. This particular one, this So those are going, there's going to be a gap there. I can tell you right now when this starts to dry. So I am going to take the brush and I'm going to attach those together with water. Whoa. Oh, you need to, first of all, stick onto the pumpkin. I could dig it. But yeah, I've used this particular one a few different ways. I just like how ornate it is. All right, so let's see if we can, this is the piece, right? Yeah, this is the piece that goes on there. So we might as well attach it. So I'm actually going to put water over here. So excited to get all the fun waxes from you. We're going to have a girls' weekend during waxes. Waxes? Did I send you waxes? Can you remember? Oh my gosh. You guys have to post all your projects. That's so fun. Other than like you guys online, I don't have like people, like none of my friends are, well, let's be honest, I don't have friends. um, you know what? I'm just that type of friend. I like to be home. I don't like to go out. I don't want to come over and hang out all the time. I don't want to just, I don't want to go out drinking. I don't do all of that stuff. I'm not interested in doing all that stuff. It doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean I don't want to be your friend. I'm just, I don't have interest in doing that. I don't want to leave Troy and figure out who's got to take care of him or stress Trevor out with taking care of him. And if you're my friend, you understand that. Like, you know that I also don't like talking on the phone. I'll chat with you all day long. I'll voice note you all day long, but I don't really care for talking on the phone a whole lot. I will, but I don't care for it. But you best know if you need me, I'll be there in a heartbeat. You won't have no, you don't have to think twice about it. Like, that's different. If you need me, you only need to call one person. And I don't care if I'm across the world. If Yvette called me right now and was like, I need you. Okay. Say less. I'll make it happen. But yeah, I don't know. I'm weird. Used to drive my mom nuts. She hated it. My mom, she quite the opposite. I'm not. I don't know. I'm weird. You had to be honest with yourself, huh, Terry? What? What? I don't know. I know. And I know there's like a lot of people who get like all butthurt and offended and, oh my God, what's wrong with Terry? She doesn't talk to me. Oh my God. Like, and then they start all this, back and forth and want to talk all this poo poo. And I literally don't have any issues. I really don't. Because I'm also that type of person. Like, if you've aggravated me, irritated me, or just made me mad, I'll tell you. Like, I don't, like, sugarcoat it or just, and I expect that if I offended somebody or hurt somebody's feelings, I expect them to tell me. How can you make it better if they don't tell you? Or how can you apologize if you don't know? You know what I'm saying? But, and this the same goes for family. If you don't, if you don't like it, my bad. Just that way. I don't know. I don't know. Just a flaw, I guess. That's me. I'm there at the drop of a hat, but I will love you from a distance at my house. Exactly. Like, you don't have to ask me. You don't even have to give me an explanation. You just tell me I need you. Okay. You best be having a good explanation when I get there, though. If you're just like, oh, I wanted to chat with you, I will sock you up. I will put the hurt on you. If you were just like, oh, I just wanted to see you. Oh, Lordy be, you better look out. You will have the wrath of Terry. No, but yeah, I don't know. Actually, that was that first piece. So let's see if we could get that off. We can. Because I'm also not the type of when them going through something that I show it, that I tell anybody about it, or I ask for help. So there's a lot of things that I'll go through, not tell anybody about. There's some personalities where, when they're going through something, like they need to, they need the powwow. They need everybody to know, everybody involved. That's not me. Man, I kind of want this here, but it's not long enough. So I'm just going to have to come to terms with it, Terry. I'm going to actually, kind of like when we miter, I'm going to take the whole top and bottom so that will fit in there. I'm going to take off what we put on there at the beginning. And then fit that in there. And then let's clean that up. And then we really need to marry those two because those are some very blunt cuts right there. And when it separates, you're definitely going to see the separation from there. So first, let's get all this excess off. Hi, Robbie. I don't like talking on the phone either. I like to stay home and craft them. I know. I was commenting about when you made the comment, who am I fooling? I don't have... Exactly. Who am I fooling? Let's be real. I don't have friends. No. But I don't. Friends, like human here, like human, like as if you guys aren't human. But you know what I mean, like local. Because a lot of the time people don't understand how I am, and that I'm not malicious. I'm not talking about you when I don't call you. I'm not mad. This is my world. Like, this is where I'd rather be, at home. All right. So I'm just going to take a minute and make sure to make those one, right? Because when it splits, when it dries, it's going to split right there. So now same thing. And wherever we've connected it, it's going to split. So we'll need to probably make slip and fill in those gaps or use my Ranger. I'm just going to wipe this off because it's getting a little out of hand now. But honestly, that's usually what happens with any of my my high school friends or whatever. Like, they just stopped talking to me because, you know, I wasn't calling every day and I didn't want to go out for cocktails and whatever. My life is a lot more complicated than that. I mean, Troy is going to be 25. If you want to have cocktails with me, I can bring him. He would probably be loving it. Okay, I'm just putting that line back in that I smushed out probably with my finger. But I like that. What do you guys think? It bugs me that the peak of that, where that peak is not centered. It's off by just a hair. But we can always put something right here to bring it back to center. But I like how that's what I envisioned with the opening there, is just to have some detail around that frame part. So, all right, see, we've got a gap here. So, I love you too, bud. Where are you going? All right, and then we've got a lot of extra heavy body gel in there, but I'm not worried about it, and so I didn't even fuss with the inside because there's going to be a lot of junk that goes in there and blah 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 blah. So when we're going to work on that, we'll clean all of that up. All right, I'm good. It's good. It's good. This will go in the wash and get scrubbed when we wash brushes tonight. And let's go ahead. I don't know that I need Jovi clay anymore, but we'll see in a minute. I get a kick out of my husband when he goes someplace with someone, asks him where I am. He tells him that I don't like to leave the compound, especially in the winter. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't go places with Nick either. And like Nick is a social butterfly. Like, everybody knows Nick and he knows everybody and he go out everywhere and you know, like they do all the things. They go to coffee every week and Just too much socializing. I'm not that bad, but you know. Like if I'm out with you, I'll have a good time. It's just getting me out there that's a little bit difficult. Okay, so we probably need this stuff. I'm trying to roll the Jovi, roll out. We're rolling out the Jovi, and we're going to bring in a little bit of Hardy. Okay, you're rolled out, bro. All right, let's move it. Move it. Oh, is that what I think it is? It is. That's probably why I thought it was empty a minute ago. I dumped it. Okie dokie, artichoke. Ugh. All right. Now, Doggone phone. Let's clean you up a little bit. You're messy. You're messy. You're so messy. That's me. I like being home. See, I think there's a lot of us, and especially like there's crazy out, y'all. There is crazy out. And I went through a time where I had a very, 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 very short temper. People used to set me off just by looking at me. And then I had kids, and I calmed down. Then Troy got older, and then I started losing my patience again because of all the ignorance and the things that would be said to him, right? And then I was like, all right, you got to chill out, because then Trevor wasn't even like going places with me because I would make him nervous. And I was like, okay. Then I was cool, and it's just like, just people are just rude as all get out anymore. And goodness forbid you should like smile at somebody or hold the door for somebody, or I can't take it. I can't take it. So I just stay home. Mind your business. Mind your business, girl. Just mind your business. Okay, so Hardy clay is, as you can see, it's not dusty. It doesn't leave the clay dust at all. It's more of like a sculpting, right? I'm a house mouse, but I also like to go out once in a while. No, you, Terry. Sue's the same way. That's why Sue and I get along very well. Sue don't like to go out in the public either. We have to have side bail money for each other, because tell you what. Okay, so what I want to do is, and I might have cut this a little bit too low, but that's all right. That's okay. I wanted to do, let me see how I want to do this first. I'm almost wondering if I wanted to do, hold on, hold up. Hi, Melissa joins. I go out 3 times a month. Brunch, dinner with each one of my, see, but that's different. Like, if Trevor wants to go, someplace, or, which he really is not, he don't like to go either, to be real. He doesn't, I've never talked about this, and I've never said anything to Trevor, and I'm actually, but it broke my heart. So anyways, a few years ago, Trevor went down south with friends, for like this whole, like, I don't know, was it like a K-pop festival thing or whatever? They had like K-pop. I don't know nothing about no daggone K-pop, y'all. And anyways, they went to LA for this thing, and it was it reminded me of like, we might have to use Jovi Clay for the branch part of it. What I want to do is like little bitty, almost like cherry blossoms. Anyways, so they went down south, and I asked Trevor how it went, and the two girls paired off, and the two guys met some other friends or something that they knew down there, and so for the most part, Trevor was alone and at this thing, you know, and with people that, like, you don't do that. I'm just trying to get an idea. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get an idea. You don't leave your friends, you know what I'm saying? And anyways, he was there, and he was going to the different, like, stages and listening to the different bands or whatever, and he says he had a good time. I don't know that he would have told me if he didn't, because I think he knew, like, that it bothered me. And needless to say, he doesn't talk to that group anymore, and they all went to high school together and stuff, and but it just, trying to figure out what I want to do here, because, all right, I'll tell you, I wanted to do like some cherry blossoms, like up and around. I'm gonna need to grab the Jovi clay, and then I want the pumpkin to be, hi Anna, I want the pumpkin to be pink and black. Yeah, they did. It really made me mad. It really made me mad. And on the inside, the clay on the inside, like the Christmas tree and everything, will be white. But I'm trying to think if I want to do, see, and I kind of stopped myself at the very beginning. I should have left more of a lip here in order to put a couple of big flower buds here, and then to branch off from the flower buds up and around here. So now I'm almost thinking that I need to pivot just a bit, and not, because I don't have a way to put them here. It's too low. Can you guys see? I should have probably left about 1.5 inches more here in order to put like 3 buds here and have the buds vine off here. Yeah, I do. I have a ton of cherry blossom molds. But now I'm thinking, because of the way the opening is, because my thought was to have, them here. But now that you dipped it down too low, how can you connect? Because I don't want to connect them out through here. That will look funny. I know, son. I know. But you got one already. So maybe we don't do it, because it might not look. Oh, I just mixed that old stuff in. Doggone it. Stop kicking her, Troy. Pooper scoopers. Yeah, I have blossom molds. I have anything you can think of. Trust me. I have a gajillion molds. That's not the problem. The problem is connecting what I want in there. So, all right. Well, that's not going to work. So now do we want to come up here and go down? So if we go up here and come down with it, let's see. I don't trust you. Let me grab my phone. If I go to the top and come down, let's see. Troy, stop. I'm looking at some thing to build around the top. 1 second. When I see it, I will know. Because I know that we have a ton of things that we could use. I'm looking at everything. Just give me a second. Ouch. Dang. Okay. Man. This is what I always have to do. I have to take my phone everywhere. Okay. So, at the top, man, I even told myself to push that down, to not put it so far down, and I still did it anyways, like a bozo. Oh well, live and you learn. What do you do? What do you do? Ugh. Okay. Should grab this flippin' mold I have 7 million of. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. So, whenever you are using your whatever you want to use, oil or cornstarch, and you have a mold that is super duper ornate, you want to make sure that you get whatever you're using as your releasing agent all in, especially like up on the sides, because you want it to release from everywhere and not get hung up. That's why I use one of the brushes that I can push and basically stab into it. Oh, help down. Got it? All right, so let's roll in some clay on this one. I'm not using this entire mold. I'm using, just like we did with the frame, we're going to use bits and pieces of it. Troy, you're lucky my gloves are clean. Here, babe. And then I'll either just leave that as like the top or we'll build off of that. And I do have a bunch of appliques too. So we'll see. Hi, Catherine. I really wish that LeBlanc molds wouldn't be limited edition because they have some really good ones, man. I really wish we can still get a hold of them. And a lot of the reason why, like I don't like pulling them out because I know that unless you got them when they came out, it's hard. But if ever there's a mold that you want and you like, there's a project that it would be perfect if you had that mold, you can always get a hold of me and I can cast it for you. Don't ask me to cast molds for a class. I'm not salty. Um, but because I exaggerate not when I say in just this type of mold, silicone molds, I don't know. Well, the last time I counted, I had 500. So I have not counted since the store. So I'm sure I have much more. But if you have problems taking your clay out of the molds, even if you've put some type of release agent in, if you've used FormFlex, similar to FormFlex, how you pop it in the freezer, just pop it in the freezer for 15-20 minutes, and then just be very careful when you're demolding it because you can crack it. Obviously you're freezing it, right? But that is very helpful, especially if you have something like this that has a lot of little parts and bits and pieces all over. And unless obviously if you're using resin, you're good to go. You just pour it and go. But all right, so I'm going to use a little bit of water because I pushed this down like I did. There's probably a lot of places that need a little bit of extra clay, especially like right up in here. And then don't be so hard on yourself if you're like demolding and you lose a little swirl or something like that. I've seen people get frustrated and they, ball up the entire thing and think they have to just take out what you can and then put clay in the part that messed up and then just, marry it together with some water. Just don't be too hard on yourself. At the end of the day, it's not that serious. Hi, Barbara Ross. Hi, Vicky. Use a pipette. My biggest advice to you is to use a pipette. A pipette. And I guarantee you will have a lot more success, especially on like a mold like this. And if it's getting hard on you before you can get that resin into the mold, you're stirring it for too long, Catherine. Because at the end of the day, if you use a pipette and piped this whole mold, you would have it. You still have enough time to, even if you were not to pour at all, and you just use the pipette for this entire thing, you have enough time. If you're running out of time because it's getting hard, it's because you're stirring it way too long. All right, let's flip and roll. Flip and roll. Again, if you have not tried baby oil, try it. All right. You might have to, you might need to help some of it. See, I can't tell. See, it broke right there. That's fine. I'm not gonna trip out over it because I don't even know if I need that part anyways. But I will tell you, if you are not getting like your releasing agent in all of your little crevices, it's gonna give you a hard time releasing. All right, so let's see. I wanted, okay, I'm gonna tell you already. There's places, it's such a delicate one. I'm gonna have to marry some of this where it wants to split already. So let's just do a little doctor. Or if it's just gonna not come in my hands, I feel like I'm like trying to grab like a newborn or something. Come now. All right, so I'm actually okay with it breaking because it can't go on there anyways. Oh, yeah. Okay, where do you go? You just broke all together. I remember you. You go over here. Uh-huh. Okay, so you go over there. You go over here. Oh, she's fancy, huh? Oh, I like it. Okay, so you're going to have to go in the middle. In the middle. And then you're going to come down here like that. I'm going to push you in. Okay, so now obviously I don't want to take this Mama Jamma back off because that's going to be a big hootenanny. That going to be a big mess. Sorry I'm late, was working on event prep. No worries. Okay, so let's take it. We're going to take you and we're going to give you a little bit of express glue and we're going to get you down right there because you need to go in the middle. Okay, and then I'm going to stand up because and I'm going to work left and right so that I can get them kind of like symmetrical. But again, if they are not, whatever. Because once everything is painted and all the ting-tings is on there, all the ting-tings. Okay. Ooh, be careful now. I'm messing up. I need you to move over, Red Rover. All right, so we have this piece here down. Let's turn over here. You are all the way off, so that's okay. I'm not mad at you, but let's pick up this piece here. And put you down in there. Troy, just rip out all, you're breaking my heart, Troy. You're just ripping out all the pages. Just, jeez, Louise. What did those pages ever do to you? It could have been a very beautiful journal. Just saying. All right. No, I can't. I can't. No. I'm going to RIP the... Oh, yeah, that's a good color. I like that color. That's a real good color. I appreciate you taking inventory, though. I really appreciate you. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and get our little piece that wants to go rogue and put you back on there. And then we'll work on that side. And I'll worry about... blending these two pieces together in a minute. Really? That's how you feel? Really? We've been using you and now you want to clog? Troy. What on earth? What the what? What the what? Okay. Now I'm all confused. You go this way. So we'll blend those two pieces together in just a minute, but I need to keep standing up to see where I'm at. Okay. And I don't think I don't think there's any glue on that little piece. So you stay there. And then let's come back over here, over his owl, and work over here. And this is making me nervous. So I'm just going to get this off now because the fan is right on it. And we don't need it to be a dry clump of yuck. We'll clean it up in a minute. All right. Hey, Shannon. All right. And then let's get this piece over here so that it's kind of, you know what I mean. Right. So because this is going down in here, I'm going to not glue that yet so that way it can stretch down in there. Okay. And then do you... What happened? Oh, no, you're good. You're good. It's good. It's good. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and just work this way now. And let's put that glue that's on there. Let's put it on there. Really need to move my hair, but we'll just wait on that. This is one of the only times you will ever see me use express glue on the molds, even if it's, clay. Because, if I could get my heavy body gel in a squeezy tube, I would have been using heavy body gel. But it's okay. Express glue is just fine. All right, you need to be glued. You need to get with it. And I think, yep, you need glue. Okay. And let's come back over here to this side and let's work on these. Again, probably not a piece we, would have thought of to put on the top, but I just want it to be, it's going to just be cool. It's just going to be very, very happy. It's going to be a very happy pumpkin. A happy pumpkin. Nope, no gaps. No gaps gapping. Nope, no gaps gapping. All right. And then let's make sure that goes down in there. I want to see the glue squishing out in this particular instance, because then at least I know that all the little bits and bobs in here has glue. Since I'm not able to lift it all up and look with my eyeballs. Okay, so we'll need to, something's missing there. Where does that even go? Does that even go there? Oh yeah, no, oh yeah, see, something's missing. Yeah, the tail. The tail yo-yo. The tail yo-yo is missing. Okay, but you guys probably didn't even notice the tail was missing until I said something. So we don't need the tail. Oh, you're not even the right tail anyways, bro. You're the bottom tail. Not that way. Nope, I don't want it. So we will pretend like those two go together. Go together. No glue in your hair, ma'am. I know. You know what, Barbara Ross? I'm thinking of you too, because I'm like, I really want to move my hair, but I'm gonna get glue and clay. All right. See, there's not enough room right there, so there's not enough clay. So, well, we don't need to put an elephant size amount in there. We're gonna make a little bit of slip, and we're gonna slip it right in. Like that. Oh boy, yep. Talking to myself. It's time. It's about that time. It's loony time. No wonder I don't have no friends. Okay. So now let's shape that slip that we put in there. And looky there. No one will ever know. Do-do-do. 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 See? No one is the wiser. Except you. All right. Now let's push all of this down, and we need to, number one, we need to clean up all of this glue, because, my fast and furious fan over here is drying it quickly. And then we need to marry, quite contrary, we need to marry a lot of these pieces to the actual pumpkin. Any cracks, I just hear you ripping that paper, Troy, and it's just killing me, Smalls. Killing me softly. All right. So, not to mention, I'm going to turn around, and I'm sure there's going to be a sea of paper on the floor. Ay, ay, ay. You're lucky I love you. Okay. Oh, really? That's how you feel? Well, I wouldn't be rolling over it if you weren't ripping it off. Okay, so you see we're already getting cracks If you don't like it, now's the time to go in. What happened? Are you falling? Falling? Are you falling? Now would be the time to go in with your water if you don't like those cracks and, like, you know, make them nice. I don't want to do that. I like the crackles. I like the crackle-lackins. What I want to do, though, is make sure, I've showed you guys this many a times, but if you ever look at clay on the edges, especially, there's just usually a weird gap that happens. I'm not talking about the gap that happens when you need to press the clay down onto the surface. I'm talking about the gap that happens because it's not. Does that piece belong there or not? Because it doesn't. It's not one with, or what I like to say, one with your surface. So what I will do is, if you buy one of those little clay tools, the sets, there's actually a tool in there that is my very favorite. I don't know what happened to mine. I lost it, and it makes me crazy. But this will do. If you go through, I don't even know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but do you see right there how there's like this choppy edge right here? And there's like a gap. It's not a gap. Hi, Lori. It's not a gap that it's not touching, right? Because it's not going to move. But it's this weird, I don't know how to explain it. It just looks so strange to me when you leave it like that. So let me fix it and then see if you guys can speak English for me. All right. So now do you guys see what I'm talking about? So now if you look right there, that rivety weird edge is not there. And now it's more one with your surface. And it's going to happen. Are you going to get them all, especially on something so ornate like this? No, you're not. But I will tell you, if you just take a little bit of time and go around it, it makes such a huge difference. And you might not even realize it until you do it for the first time and you go around and you see, like, oh, okay. And you always want to dip in water. You don't go in and do that dry, because all that's going to happen is you're going to pull the clay, and then you're going to get mad at me and be like, "That I did what you told me to do, Terry, and it messed up my project." No, you didn't. Just kidding. Please don't ever sound like that. So I'm just going to go in and clean, and also a lot of that needs to. I have enough trouble speaking English for myself, and you want me to? Yes, yes. Y'all know I don't. English, me and English. That's why things have weird names here. Okay, so over here, you'll probably really be able to see, like, you see all of that nonsense? Well, all of that nonsense that's happening right here. It's awful. Okay, that's dramatic, but you know what I'm saying? Whoa, whoa. But also, if you have any, oh, did I not marry you guys? Time to go to the wedding chapel. Hey, yo, what you clapping? What'd you do? Oh, can you not play with my new release papers, son? Those don't need inventory, sir. Please. And I know it's wobbling around like that. It's because I haven't actually put the pieces together. I'm just trying to first clean the edgings of them. All right, and then let me put her down because now, Troy, don't mess with her. We are going to need a little bit more slip right there because they don't touch is what the problem is. So I'm just going to, again, wet. If she, hey, get out my pockets. Get out of my pockets. Quit pickpocketing me. Oh my gosh. Something else, man. All right, and then let's make those one. You got it? You got this. All right, and then we're going to smooth that out. I know, baby. I know. Okay, and then let's come back over here to, like, why do we have a bumpy lumpy right there? I don't know, but it's gone now. And then I can't put lotion on my hands, honey. I know they look a little dry right now, but honestly, do you want lotion on your hands? I cannot put lotion on my hands, Troy. What are you trying to say? Okay. So I think it's good. It's good enough. Especially in the front is where it would really catch my eye and get my attention. See, like that one just lifted right up in the air, like it's just hanging out. That's just weird to me. Okay. So now let's take a little gander at it. And then I had a brush. Don't you dare do a buy now. You do a buy now and I'm putting you for sale. All right. That's why my phone never charges, because I have to take it off of the charger because you're always messing with me. Okay. Oh, I hear Uncle walking around. He coming to get you. Again, just remember to continuously dip in water. Continuously dip in water. All right, we're good. It's all good in the hood. Again, we're going to get a lot of crack-a-lackins, but I'm okay with that. So I think that's a good kind of starting point of like having some kind of stuffs going on in there. And then we can do, if we want to put any other molds on there afterwards, or actually I have a ton of floral stuff that I bought last year for pumpkins in specific that I think would be really pretty. So we'll probably use some of that. But kind of wipe off some of the clay bits. Okay, so now we know in here it looks all kind of crazy. I'm not going to mess with it a whole lot, because I think, first of all, you're not going to see up, you're not going to see up there, unless you're tipped up, but I've had, I wonder if it's going to be too big. If it is, I do have chandelier molds, but I have an actual chandelier that I have had in my stash for the longest time. And so we might attach that chandelier to that top craziness that's right there. I think we will. I might even, because the chandelier, it has like tiers to it. I might even take off one or two of the tiers in order for the bling to just hang down in there. Oh my gosh, I think that would be so flippin' cute. And then to run lights, we're gonna use the chandelier. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. So we're gonna put that chandelier on the top in there. And then I think what I might do, I might cut out some of that crazy that's in there. I don't know. I may not. I might just take some of that plaster that we got and just plaster right over it. Again, I don't know. I'm not trying to fuss with all of that. I don't care about it because of what we're going to do on the inside. But I will take it outside and spray it with my Rust-Oleum primer, so that way I don't have to go painting in there. Hey, Nicole, you have so much patience with this project. You guys have patience with the projects because they take forever. So again, it's going to do a whole bunch of cracking on there. I'm not worried about that. Up here, like I said, where it's really chunky with all the goop diddy goo paper mache that's happening in there, I might try to cut some of it out. More than likely, no. But we're definitely using that chandelier because that's gonna, like, to have lights in there, and then from right here you just see a bunch of bling from the chandelier. And then you know how whenever the lights hit the chandelier, you get all of those like firefly looking things. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then maybe on the floor we'll do the foil yo-yo that I was talking about. We'll do the floor in foil yo-yo. So then I've got to figure out how to blend the floor up to the sides of the the wall. You're such a knob. So, chandelier up top. We're going to run all kind of fairy lights in there because we need the fireflies from the chandeliers. I know exactly where that chandelier is. I'm going to go grab it when I get off of here. On the floor, we're going to do foil yo-yo, and I have a ton of it ton of it sitting right here. Troy, what are you doing? Oh Lord. And then in here is going to be like a white. Oh, it's you. I'm gonna slap him. He will answer me. Maybe he's not verbally able to answer me, but he will answer me. Just like the dogs. Exactly. Whatever. Aren't you supposed to be asleep? Anyways, what was I saying? What? So foil yo-yo on the ground, and then inside I want it to be like clean. Like I want it to be like a white. I don't know why, but I want it to be like a white Christmas tree inside. I got this, man. I got this. I got this. I got this. Oh, I have it back. Sue says hi. He must not be here anymore. Anyway, so tomorrow when we come back, we are going to, I'm going to take this out there right now and spray inside of there because I don't have patience in there. And spray inside of there. And I actually think I might spray it black. Should I spray it black? Because if we're going to do metallic inside, should I do it black now? Maybe not, just in case. Anyways, okay, I'm going to go get my chandelier. I'm excited for you guys to see it. Yes, white inside. I want it clean inside. It's going to be all the things on the outside, but on the inside, it's going to be white. White Christmas tree. You know, we will have like, I don't know if we'll have a couple of little something in the animals, deers, I don't know. We'll see. Presents that are maybe white with like just gold, a gold bow or a rose gold bow, something like that. Just very clean. Anyways, there's a method to my madness. There usually is. Sometimes there isn't. Okay, let's be honest. Most of the time there isn't. But you know, I'm going to go get the chandelier. But so that is the opening of our hollowed out. So if you could see, you're not going to, unless you're all up in there, you're not going to see the top, especially when we hang that chandelier. And now that I cut it open, I can probably put something up here, up there, so I can brace the chandelier up in the stem there. So anyways, that's what our little holy pumpkin looks like. We're going to do the top. We're going to paint tomorrow. I'm excited. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know what's happening tomorrow. I need to figure out, because we have the release for Decoupage Queen at 10:30 in the morning. And then I think Megan might come on tomorrow on my channel. She's been super busy, so if she wants to postpone it, I'm not going to say anything. But yeah, so anyways, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. That's the wrong button. I will see you guys back here tomorrow, or I'll see you guys in the morning for the release. Talk to you later. Bye! Oh yeah, no outro.